The economy remains subdued, fragile, and vulnerable to shocks. GDP growth has slowed from peaks of 11.9% in 2010 to 1.5% in 2015. Government debt stands at $8.4 billion. Drought conditions have heightened food insecurity and populace vulnerability. Industry capacity utilization has collapsed from 57.2% in 2011 to 34.4% in 2015. High uncompetitive production structure, liquidity crunch, loss of business confidence and investor confidence. The World Economic Forum report for 2016 ranks Zimbabwe 125 out of 144 countries globally. It was ranked 124 in 2015. Weak institutions, weak financial markets, infrastructure and limited business sophistication among other factors. Zimbabwe is tagged with Mozambique on 133 and is nowhere near Botswana at 71, South Africa 49 and Mauritius 46. In 2016, we ranked 155 out of 189 countries, 16-point improvement from 171 in 2015. Starting a business 182, dealing with construction permits 184, enforcing contracts 166, getting electricity 161. However, the country needs to deepen doing business reform initiatives for maximum effect. More still needs to be done and we remain in the league of Angola 181 and Mozambique 133. According to the UNCTAD 2015 World Development Report, Zimbabwe recorded $0.5 billion worth of investment in 2014. Mozambique recorded $4.9 billion, South Africa $5.7 billion, and Zambia $2.4 billion. The government has, since April 2015, taken bold steps to improve the business enabling environment. A government-wide and all-inclusive doing business reform agenda is under implementation with the involvement of the private sector, labor, civil society and development cooperating partners. World Bank and USAID have been actively involved in this front. Institutionally, 5 thematic working groups are in place. Starting a business, dealing with construction permits, enforcing contracts, paying taxes, getting credit. Using the WB Rapid Results Initiative, the government has accelerated the doing business reform work through 100-day action plans coordinated through the Office of the President and Cabinet to engender reform credibility. We are currently under Phase 2 of the 100-day action plan and focus has been on reducing, simplifying procedures, addressing administrative bottlenecks and legislative bottlenecks that hinder local and foreign direct investment. But what is slowing down momentum? Over the second half of 2015, CZI, ZNCC and the SMEAZ collaborated to do a business transactional corruption survey that covered 403 companies, small, medium and large scale, in Bulawayo and Harare. The survey sought to establish the occurrence of corruption, how it manifests itself in business as the enterprise transacts with the service providers and regulators. It is also meant to raise awareness on the subject to inform possible entry points of policy reform to stem business transactional corruption. We therefore provide you with key highlights of the survey results, which serve as a baseline information resource given that it is a maiden initiative since independence. A steep 60% find it difficult to find information on starting a business.
You use a lot of money paying for bribes when you start a business. Government officials will ask for a bribe, even for just giving you a form to complete.
On applying for a permit or license, 49% find it difficult. On applying for inspection, 40% find it difficult. These are the perceptions on the level of corruption in the government and public sector agencies. Those rated by more than 50% to be corrupt. Those rated by between 30 to 50%. And those rated by less than 30%.
On the part of Zimra, we paid the fee, although we were not happy with Zimra's findings. We did a cost-benefit analysis on whether to appeal or just pay, and found it was cheaper and less stressful to pay than to fight the issue through the courts.
Top officials are the most corrupt, so it is difficult to deal with it as you don't know exactly where to report it, and you might be victimized if you do.
These are the perceptions on the frequency of being asked for favors, bribes, or of having to pay irregular or unfair fees or fines. 30% almost daily, 10% almost weekly, and 7% almost monthly. These are the perceptions on justification for paying unlegislated fines. 84% feel it is not justified. If we do not address this scourge, the following are inevitable: high unemployment or poverty, loss of business competitiveness and viability, loss of capacity to woo investment, widening gap between the rich and the poor, worsening economic dualism, moral decadence, social unrest, political instability, loss of fiscal capacity and public sector confidence. It is our duty as Zimbabwean citizens to restore our dignity and integrity in doing business in a hassle-free, enabling environment, one that guarantees viability, sustainability. We need to restore competitiveness and hence anchor the country for immediate economic recovery and takeoff. It is a collective responsibility for all here today, government, private sector and civil society. Let us effectively, constructively enrich our purpose today through an open and frank dialogue, mapping out common ground on 4 priority actions to effectively address the scourge at hand, and identifying a role for yourself, your institution and your business partner to eliminate this cost to our business welfare and economy at large.